Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Look standards change with the times and culture. I really wanted to get into that because, I've said this several times, that word objective, people talk objectively good looking and all of that. No, there's no objective. And nothing's objective when feelings are involved, and also culture, also times involved. Indeed, you rarely hear women use that word. And in fact, you shouldn't use that word because different times, different cultures have different standards of what they consider good looking and, what's attractive to them. And let me start with that times thing. And in the description box, I have a couple videos that were talking about men's bodies. Now, I'm known for talking about body game and everything. And, you'll get some people thinking it's just one thing because I've been emphasizing always your best body. In fact, that theme I'm going to get into in the next episode. But always your best body. Because, you got some people thinking, well, you got to be this certain percentage of body fat and all of that, or certain height or whatever, facial features. They be putting all that stuff in, and it's making people feel bad because they not at that ideal. But those ideals change. They change. They change by the years. I mean, there might be a period of time where one ideal is pushed by the overall culture, but that changes. Now, as I said, I got two videos and two links to some videos in the description box. It talks about how the ideal for men's body types have changed over the years. There was a time where men were like fighting to be like grossly overweight and then very small. Just check out the two videos. See, if it's happening like that, and if there's always something on top as the change, then that's definitely with the times. I want y'all to think about that. And it depends on what women are looking for, what men are looking for. Let me turn that around. Back in the 60s, back in the 50s and 60s, a woman had to be more voluptuous. Now, with some cultures, because we're going to get into that culture thing, with some cultures, they got to be real slim. And those cultures, they can be in certain countries, within ethnic groups, within races as well. And in fact, when you think about the cultural aspect of it, let me use an example. Beard game, and beard and bald, that style within the black community. And I thought about that. Because I wasn't even going to get into culture too much. But I saw a statement. It was about, I ain't going to name the content creators, but somebody was saying, no, they're not getting women because they're bald-headed and all of that. And I was just like, I said, you know what, I'm going to bring race into it. I said, it must have been a white guy talking about some black men. Because if you look culturally, bald and bearded is a thing. And in fact, just being bald, period, is not a bad thing within black culture. Because, it's ironic. Literally before I started recording, I saw a clip on, it was actually on IG, and it had Tupac, but he had a full head of hair and everything. And if anybody really knows, really look at Tupac. He wasn't considered like the man that, that thug love, that sex symbol until he shaved his head. And that's always been a cultural thing. It's never been a problem. I can't speak in other communities and racial groups, but in the black community, having a bald head has never been a problem. Has never been a problem. Starting way back with Michael Jordan. Really before that, ain't a big deal. Because in the black community, it's always been a thing. Hey, the hair's starting to thin out, just shave it. Just shave it. It's not a big deal. And now, what is it? Bald and bearded. Let me talk about that beard game, because I always laugh about the whole beard thing. Because I did a video a few years ago, and I said, beard game, this is just a fad. I said it. Now it's funny, somebody saw it years later and said, well, it's different now. You think you should take down that video? No. No, I own it. I leave it up. I leave it up just to say, I look at it and laugh. I say, damn, okay, I was wrong about that one. I was wrong about that one. Like even that, remember a few weeks ago, I said, when I was in San Diego getting a lot of attention, and really even where I live now, I'm like, damn, the more I leave this out, especially a gray silver beard, should I get a lot of attention? I was like, Now, of course, there's some women who, they prefer clean shaven. Okay, that's cool, but bald and bearded as a black man, that's more of a cultural thing. Now, it might change in about 10 years or something, 20 years. Or, it could change. It could change whenever. It always changes. Like I'll use that within the black community, just within. Now, when I talk about standards, it depends on the community, everything within the black community. I remember when I was young, it was all about the waves, and you still got some young people with waves, but not as much. And we got different things. It's just different things. That's cultural. Because even within classes, it's cultural regardless of the race. It's cultural. It's the times, what's going on. Even now, I'm starting to see some changes. What, some people will probably say, oh, you got to be this or that. But like, let me use that body thing. Even though I say always get your best body, I'm seeing a lot of guys who ain't quite that lean walking around with women. And that could change. And I'm gonna tell you how it could change. See, let me talk about, it depends what's going on. What is going on? What is happening? There could be some type of food emergency or something happens with the food. Be some type of economic disaster, a serious depression where people are having trouble eating. It could be whatever. It could just be some movie star or celebrity that looks a certain way. Understand something, culture, beauty standards is really shaped by the consensus of the culture, was whatever everyone's going for, and that changes. It could be like the whole idea about going for thugs. That wasn't a big deal at first, or going for a certain educated type. That, it depends. Well, who's the superstar? Who are the people influencing the culture? Because culture really in fact, when you look at like clothing styles, what's considered good looking, always look at the celebrities. Okay, which celebrities are pushing this? What are they wearing? In the fashion industry, what are they wearing? Or let me use that thing, because a lot of people try to use fashion models as the standard, but you got a lot of plus size models, regardless of race, being pushed now, or at least, not that usual slim form. So it's always something. It depends what is better. If you say it's better than saying objective standards, but consensus standards, and it changes. Let me use the obvious beard game thing. Hey, that's real big, but you don't know what can happen. Or even like the body size. You get a lot of guys say, oh, you gotta be lean, It's good if you are, that's natural for you. But then what if there's some major global pandemic which affects people's body builds? Like losing, and it causes them to lose a lot of weight, makes them real sick. So then people might be like, oh, hold up, I can't look sick like that. Or it could go the complete other way. It could get even leaner. It depends what's going on. Always understand that. It changes. But I have a remedy towards or any change in the next one. It's just a thing that you're going to have to deal with, because you can't get caught up. One of the things is, my main thing with this, don't get caught up in what the people say, well, you have to do this. No, you don't have to do shit. And if you talk about objective don't change. 1 + 1 always equals 2. That means standards would have stayed the same and would be universal all over the world. I remember talking with a woman who, she was actually a makeup artist, and she's been a makeup artist for some celebrities. She was talking about all the beauty cultures, well over 100 beauty cultures that she talked about around the planet. You know, depending on where you are, your body build, facial features, which how you're doing yourself, shoot, even like how you put the accessories on, how you put tattoos on. It depends on the culture. So I want y'all to really think about that, okay? Really think about that. And check out my episode tomorrow. As always, I'm going to have a solution. All right? So anyway, that's all I have for now. I'll get back with you. Peace and blessings.